Hi, I'm Schuyler Towne. I'm an American competitive lockpicker. I'm the two-time American champion, and I run Non-Destructive Entry magazine. I'm going to show you how to pick a couple of locks and show you a cool overlifting attack. This is my basic range of tools. My mom actually makes my pick cases for me. This is called the Bogota rake. It's the first tool that goes into any lock for me. It's a very smooth, very well hand-filed rake that manipulates several pins at once. And it's just an excellent tool made by a guy named Ray Connors while he was stationed in Bogota, Colombia. Okay. And then the basic single pin picks, these are what manipulate single pins at a time. And just this one other one that's fairly unique. This is called the Queen pick, and it has a matching King pick. This is actually designed just to reproduce the shape of the key. You don't do a lot of heavy raking with it, you just put it fairly gently in the lock. This is just a tension wrench. This puts a turning tension on the lock, and I'm going to grab a slightly thicker one. So you literally just place this into the bottom of the keyway. You put a turning pressure on it, and what's happening now is that the pins in the lock are binding against the side of the lock. Take a pick, going after those pins, and it's open. This is an overlifting attack. This is a very popular bike lock in Europe. So this is the key for the lock, fairly complex. It's a wafer lock, which means that this key actually moves through the pins, and they're manipulated by it instead of just running on the bottom of the pins. And it opens with a nice big shunk. So what we have here is the blank for this lock. This is just a blank key, no cuts on it whatsoever. This is called an overlifting attack. It'll probably take a few tries. So you put tension on it, put pressure on it, and then slowly just sort of jiggle it up and down as you pull it out of the lock. And as the wafers fall back to their natural positions, no dice. As the wafers fall back to their natural positions, they'll want to go into the positions that they're cut to for the key. Just like that. Okay, so we have just a normal safe lock that's mounted on just some plastic here, but the back of it is cut away so that you can actually see how it operates. It works just like, your locker lock would have worked or anything like that. The reason that you have to turn it several times before you turn back in the other direction is because, as you'll see, the first disc nearest to the wheel we've just left behind with a gate open. And now we've picked up the other one. There are small pieces of metal, and because that's lined up, we're now going to leave that behind and come back with the other one again. There are small pieces of metal in between each of the discs that pick each other up as you pass by them. They're called flies. So when you're turning and leaving behind and turning and leaving behind, you're actually picking up the discs and moving them, so they don't all move at once. Now, you'll watch in the back here, there's a small piece of metal. This is the fence, and this is the nose of the fence. And you can see the gap coming around in black there. And as this comes around, the nose can drop into there, and it pulls the bolt back. We do have keys. So, with the really minimal movement of these locked ones, it's a lot harder. We have some chain ones that I wish I was using right now, but I think I'll still be able to do this without too much trouble. I'm trying to slide this shim along the locking dog, and as I close this on myself, I'm going to go ahead and, as I close this on my wrist a little bit tighter, it will pull the shim in along with it. And let me release the cuff. And it'll be a little bit easier to see on this one now that I have one hand free. But again, I just push it in there, I follow the same motion, and now this is buried in there, and this can slide freely.